Hawktail, and you notice this has some real cool, I don't know if you can see this or not, there's sparklies on it. And that is from some, I'll show you this, what it is. It's glitter dust, in case you decide that you really want to put that on there. I just needed something that was dark to see if it was working, so I sprayed it on there. Don't have to. But so anyways, this is what we're going to make today. And I have my broom corn all laid out. See how I've got it laid out? And I have my jerk strings ready. Remember how we make that jerk strings, just a loop with an overhand knot? I always got a couple there, and it doesn't really matter to me which one you start in the middle with, but this one started with the yellow in the middle, so that's what we're gonna go with. So I am working with green string. You don't have to, you could use black if you wanted. And I'm gonna do an overhand knot so it doesn't ravel, and then I'm gonna do a slip knot that slips on the long side. So take it over 3 fingers, where it intersects I'm going to hold it, turn it upside down, take your fingers and grab that long piece. And then what I like to do is just thread this up through here so I don't have a big long tail hanging. Okay, so I'm going to start with some yellow, and depending on how much you want to put in, I like to start this, you know, like right before it starts getting brushy. So, and if I do a couple wraps first and then pull it tight, it won't spin on me. So, and if you notice in this, oh, there's like 3 wraps here, and 4 and 5 and 6, or maybe there's more, 4. You can do this like, okay, I want 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can keep them all at 4. I think this is at 4, and that was at 5, went to 6. It's probably 7, but it's covered up. Whatever you want to do. 3 is good if you want to get, you know, if you want to make it look more dramatic, then you can put more wraps on it, basically. All right, so my next color then is going to be green. And I'm going to put this on the sides. And I want to level that up. And I'll wrap that side and come over to this side. This, where the knot's at, is going to be the back of the broom. Okay. Underneath we go, and I want to put this on the side, so this is kind of a wide, flat broom. Okay, leveling that up as best I can, and then I'm gonna keep those to the side, and this time I'm gonna wrap. Oh, I think we'll wrap for 4. Now you see there's the advance on that, so that looks like 2. So this is going to be the side where we're going to do our advances. Or I can change it and do the advances on the other side. Whatever side you decide to do it on, make it consistent. So if I don't want to see that advance, which I don't, I'm going to back that out right now. And I'm going to put the advance on the other side. And I do that by adding my broom corn on the wrong side, or the not pretty side, or the knot side. Pick one. So, on the side where the knot is, on one side, scooch that over. Scooch, that's a technical term. Same thing over here. On that side. Now, see, there's no advance shown on that. So, if you want your advances to be on the back side, that's where you should be adding. And if you want these to show, make sure that they're on the sides where you can see that. So this time I'm going to do, I did 3 here, I'm going to do 4. Okay, so I'm on the back side. where that knot is and that advance is, right? I've got 3 in the front. So this time I am going to add some brown. I'm always trying to level it up back here as best I can. On the side, take a wrap. Pull it back over a little bit. I'm going to put the other side on. Okay, and this time there's 4 there. This time I think I'll do 5, because why not? Okay, now on my front I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is kind of over a little bit, so I'm going to smooch that over because I want to be able to see all this. So, this time, I'm going to do some pumpkin. Leveling it up, make sure it's just on the side. Keeping that back so you can see the design. That was 5, this time we'll do 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to end up pulling these out some, so it flares. But, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat, because I got all 4 of my colors in, so this time it's going to be yellow. See where my advances are on one side. Doesn't matter which side you do it on, just keep it consistent. On the sides. And on the side again. Here's my advance. Now I could have made these thinner. My selection's a little thinner. And then I can put more on the sides if I wanted to. This is getting a little thick here, so I'm going to end that. But if I had wanted to, I could have kept going. Actually, looking at that, I don't want yellow as my final color here. I want something a little less bright, so I'm going to pull some green and put on it, or maybe some brown. And I'm going to do 1 more of these. Tone it down just a little bit with that color. Okay, and actually before I do that, I'll do a couple more wraps. Okay, now let's stick that in there. Once again, under the string, leveling it up, keeping it to the side as much as you can. A little bit of pressure, turn it around, do it again. A little high, bring that down. See, that's getting pretty thick for a handle. Okay. Oops. I put that in on the wrong side, didn't I? Yes, I did. No. Let me put that here where the wrap goes. So easily fixed. That's what we like. And then on this side, and here we go. So see, we've got the advances all on one side. So I want to kind of shrink that handle a little bit. So there's a couple things you could do. You could like go all the way up, wrapping this, but we are going to put our handle on the outside, so we really don't need to do that. All we need to do is go up and kind of cinch it up a little bit. So I'm going to do like, I don't know, 7 wraps here, just to stay consistent with what I was doing. Okay. Now, as I come around here, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go around, keeping it nice and tight. And kind of giving myself some rigidity in the handle. And like I say, this is a lot thicker than this one. So there's a couple things you can do. You can go up here, finish it off, and do a pull string, and then start with your plaiting, and come back down. And I think that's what I'll do just to end this, and then I'll get my plaiting ready. And I'll show you how that works. So to me that's about good. Like I said, this is probably a little thicker than I would have wanted. That is a stuffed broom, baby. So this is what I'm going to call my front, my pretty side. So I want to make sure that when I start to do my jerk string, I do it on my back side. Now, that is just my call. If you like that advanced side better and that's your front, cool. That works for me. So I put my jerk string in, and I'm going to go around about 3 times. I want to keep that smooth in there, because if I don't, it's going to grab. And I can still get it through. Just, if you can get it through it in one smooth motion, it works a little nicer. Alright, so this is like 4 wraps. That's good. I'm going to hold my tension here with my thumb, cut that with my knife, switch it, take that loop, grab the tail through, switch my pressure again, come over here to the jerk string, and pull it through. Okay, I'm going to tighten that up a little bit. And cut away from me. Alright, so like I said, I like this broom, but it's a lot thicker than the other one. This makes for a stouter broom. So I think I probably would have cut that in like a half, but it's a nice broom, just a little thicker. Good man broom. Good woman broom too. So, and you can see the difference. These are a little bit thinner. So if you want a thinner handle broom with a lot of color, make sure that your pieces are smaller. So I think I took what I had and divided them into 4s. You might want to divide them into 8s and make 2 brooms, because this is a little thick. Okay, when you are plaiting, you need to make sure that you have an odd amount. So what I like to do is put in 1 and then add 2 at a time, and that way I know I'm odd. And I don't know if this makes a big difference for broom making, but in basket making with reed, you want your rough side to the inside of your work so you don't see it. Like I say, I don't think it's a big deal in broom making, but there you go. So I'm going to add these 2 around, and I want them relatively close. I mean, not just cinched up so tight, because when you do pull it, it is going to get real tight. So they're laid in there, and they're held by the pressure of the turn. And we are going to go up to start with when we're wrapping this. And the reason that we do that is so that when you turn it over, you don't see the wraps. Always a good thing, huh? I just said I was doing it in twos and then I didn't do it. But that's okay. We're just going to stick them in here and then we'll count and see how many we got. So because this is larger, it's bigger on your hands, and of course it's a bigger broom, and which makes it larger diameter and more plaiting. So I'm going to get these all in here and then we'll be back. Okay, so I'm continuing down with my weave, over and under. And I am gonna I'm gonna do like 3 rows of this, and then I'm gonna change this up a little bit on this one. Now in the this one, all this was just, there was no fold down, it was just laid on top, do 4 wraps and just plain weave all the way down. And this is, put your jerk string in, wrap it around 3 times and pull it. That's all I did. And then I just trim those on point, make it a little bit more interesting. Okay. This one, because it's bigger and we did it just a little bit differently, I'm gonna show you something different. So I've got 3 rows of plain weave there, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wrap for 3 again, because why not? Let's make it a little bit more interesting. Instead of just plain weave. So I'm going to wrap 3 times like I did up here. As I come around to the back, I am going to plait again for 3 or 4 or whatever, how many rows I want to do. But that just changes it up a little bit, makes it a little bit more interesting. Something different than just plain weave. You see, I'm still using that finger to bring that weave over tight, even if it's reed versus broom corn, same thing. So I'm going to do like 3 rows here, and then I'm going to go down for 3 again. Maybe I'll go 4 or 5 and do it. You know, I mean, it's totally up to you what you want to do. The other thing that you can do if you want something to stand out more is you can go over it more than once, which is another option. This is going to be my 3rd row weaving, and then I'll just do that double wrap for 3 and do it again. And basically what I want to do is cover this area here. Okay, so that looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Alright, so I'll get to the bottom of this and then I'll show you how to finish it. Okay, so I'm going to call that good. This is my back side. I've got my jerk string in, and get it off my foot. There we go. So I'm going to wrap this about 3 or 4 times. Keeping that nice and flat underneath there. This is my 3rd go. I think I'll go 1 more. Okay, so I'm going to hold that tension, cut that down here, open that loop, pull that tail through there, change the tension on my thumb, and pull it through there. I got a knot. because I really know how to tighten it up, I guess. Pull that through there. There you go. So I'm going to tighten this up, cut it away from me, and then, you know, it depends on what you want to do down here. You can cut it flat if you want. You can put it on point. You can do whatever you want. I think today I will just cut mine flat. Keeping them even as much as you can. Okay. So, here's my broom with my plaited handle. So, probably want this to flare out a little bit. You can pull it out some for your hawktail. That's like got a really big handle. So, something new that I have heard about and have not tried yet is PVC cutters for these. And I'm going to try this on this one and see how it works. I'm not sure. It's a ratchet blade. So I guess you better get it where you want it before you start. And then you ratchet it through. Well, that's a lot easier, isn't it? So, if you're going to make a lot of these, this is a PVC cutter. It's a really big mess, but it does give a nice flat cut. Pretty good for your first guy. Okay, now probably I would have liked that a little bit flatter, but that's the first go on that. So these are PVC pipe cutters. So that works pretty good. I might try that a little bit lower. Anyways, there you go. So there's that one done.